Salatin's lawsuit may be the moment when all of this comes crashing into the light. How the story was managed by the producers, though some of those scenes were real. Insiders say that producers purposefully provoked the sisters to capture raw emotional reactions. Amy and Tammy had little to no control over how they were portrayed from the start, and TLC's editing team carefully selected which moments to highlight, often painting the sisters in the worst possible light. Fans may recall the innumerable scenes of Tammy exploding Aether family or Amy crying when she felt overwhelmed. Tammy later revealed that much of her anger stemmed from being cursed into high-stress situations when the crew purposefully delayed meals or kept her waiting for hours before appointments, knowing she would become frustrated. They knew exactly what they were doing, the insider said, and they needed her to snap because that's what made the show addictive. These meltdowns became viral TV moments. According to Amy's friends, she was devastated to see herself portrayed as overwhelmed and unstable when in fact she was doing her best under impossible circumstances. Amy, on the other hand, was forced into situations that highlighted her weaknesses as a mother. Scenes where her home looked messy, where she struggled to manage her young children, or where she clashed with Michael were allegedly exaggerated for dramatic effect. The $50,000 quarrel became the last straw, according to reports, as both sisters felt humiliated by their editing by the conclusion of Season 7. But TLC allegedly told them that their contracts forbade them from leaving. Amy's motherhood challenges. Amy Salatin's role as a mother is perhaps the most tragic aspect of this scandal. Since giving birth to her sons, Gage and Glenn, Amy has attempted to strike a balance between her parental duties and the demands of being a reality star. Viewed according to insiders, TLC didn't care about her difficulties and instead saw her journey as a storyline to capitalize on. According to reports, producers insisted on filming Evan during extremely private moments, making Amy feel as though she could never escape the spotlight. After her separation from Michael, Amy reportedly begged producers for more privacy, especially to protect her children. But TLC allegedly pushed back, claiming that their struggles as a single mother were exactly what the audience wanted to see. Amy was followed by cameras through messy diapers, sleepless nights, and heated arguments with her then-husband, Michael, during Seasons 6 and 7. When the $50,000 payment dispute arose, Amy saw it as evidence that TLC didn't respect her or her sacrifices, saying, "If they won't even pay us for what we've already done, why should I give them my family's future?" Amy told close friends that she frequently cried at night after filming because she was afraid that her children would watch the show and see their mother portrayed as incompetent one day. Tammy's outrage over her representation. If Amy's breaking point was about money and motherhood, Tammy's was about dignity. Tammy has been the focus of controversy on 1000 LB Sisters for years, with viewers attacking her volatile personality, making fun of her stubbornness, and criticizing her for not losing weight quickly enough. However, Tammy has consistently maintained that the audience doesn't see the whole picture. Producers allegedly pushed Tammy to eat unhealthy foods, skip workouts, or start arguments with her family behind the scenes. According to multiple insiders, producers would ignore Tammy's diet progress and instead focus on her slip-ups. They wanted her to fail. One insider said because her struggle was the plot, and if she got healthy too quickly, the show would lose its hook. Tammy reportedly screamed at producers during a meeting, saying, "You made me look like a monster for years. I won't let you do it again," after she expected Season 8 to finally highlight her success after undergoing bariatric surgery and undergoing a dramatic weight loss transformation. Instead, TLC allegedly started promoting new narratives that portrayed her as unstable, angry, and dependent. TLC apparently filed the case almost immediately in retaliation for her and Amy's refusal to film. The exploitation pattern of TLC. Over the years, cast members from Sister Wives, 90 Day Fiancé, and even John Kate Plus 8 have spoken out against unfair contracts, low pay, and manipulative production tactics. This is not the first time that TLC has been accused of exploiting its stars. Many fans think that the Slatin lawsuit could lead to other reality stars suing the network. The network makes millions from ad revenue, streaming rights, and international sales, but the stars themselves often see just a fraction of that. One former TLC crew member who wished to remain anonymous stated, "Stars sign contracts because they are desperate for money or fame, but once they're in, it's almost impossible to get out without a lawsuit." Although they might be the first to retaliate in this way, the Salatin sisters probably won't be the last. Fans start activating TLC. TikTok users have pieced together old videos of Amy and Tammy crying, claiming that TLC has been taking advantage of their suffering for years. YouTube commentators are calling this the beginning of the end for 1,000 TLC sisters. And social media has been ablaze with reactions since the lawsuit was announced. Hashtags like #PayTheSlaytons and Justice for Amy and Tammy have become popular among fans who feel the sisters are being mistreated. Fans are calling for Amy and Tammy to start their own YouTube channel or sign a deal with Netflix or Hulu, where they would probably have more creative freedom. And some are even threatening to boycott TLC completely, stating that they will cancel their Discovery Plus subscriptions if the network doesn't pay what it owes. However, not everyone is in favor of the sisters. Some fans accuse them of being ungrateful, pointing out that the network paid for surgeries, medical bills, and other expenses that helped save Tammy's life. While others contend that without TLC, Amy and Tammy would still be living in obscurity in Kentucky. The loudest opinions on the internet, however, ultimately appear to be in favor of the sisters, which might be disastrous for TLC's image. The change in power. If Amy and Tammy prevail in court, they could reveal TLC's darkest secrets, such as how much cast members are actually paid, how contracts are drafted, and how producers manipulate storylines. The lawsuit is more than just a financial dispute. It's a power shift. Amy and Tammy are finally taking on the network that has dominated their image for years. TLC is reportedly digging in its heels, determined to make an example out of the Slaytons. But the gamble is risky. If public opinion continues to swing in the sisters' favor, TLC may be forced to settle quietly before more damaging information is revealed. Losing this case could set a dangerous precedent for the network. And if other stars realize they too can fight back, the network could face a tidal wave of lawsuits. Potential future events. The future of 1,000 LB Sisters is uncertain, though because the Slaytons are the show's core, and no amount of spin can change that. Without Amy and Tammy, the show cannot continue in its current form. And TLC could try to change course and concentrate on Chris, Amanda, or other family members. But fans would probably reject that version. TLC may have tore place one of its largest franchises if the lawsuit turns ugly. But if the sisters win or settle, they might return for a drastically restructured Season 8, perhaps with new contracts that give them more creative control and higher pay. Fans are giddy with anticipation, as some industry insiders even speculate that Netflix or another streaming service might step in and give the Slayton a new beginning with greater freedom and better compensation. Just picture 1,000 LB Sisters, the untold truth on Netflix, uncensored, unedited, and free from TLC's control. The stakes are higher than ever. More than just a lawsuit is going on here. It's a fight for financial justice, dignity, and respect. Amy wants to protect her children's future, and Tammy wants to restore her reputation after years of being portrayed as the bad guy. Together, they are risking everything to take on one of the most influential reality TV networks in the world. The truth will eventually surface as the case progresses. The issue is, will TLC withstand the fallout, or will Amy and Tammy's bravery lead to a revolution that permanently alters the reality TV landscape? By this point, the story of TLC's lawsuit against Amy and Tammy Slayton has spread far beyond the fanbase. What started out as rumors of a contract dispute has turned into a full-fledged media circus with fans, journalists, and lawyers all eager to learn the truth. The scandal only gets darker as more details come to light. At the center of it all are two questions. Did TLC take advantage of Amy and Tammy for financial gain? Will the Slaytons' refusal to film Season 8 bring the entire franchise to an end? The courtroom drama. The network is claiming that the sisters' refusal to appear in Season 8 has cost TLC millions in lost ad revenue and production costs. And their lawyers claim that the Slaytons signed legally binding agreements, ensuring their participation, and that walking away mid-contract is a clear violation. TLC's legal team reportedly wasted no time filing their lawsuit in a Kentucky court, according to sources close to the case. However, neither Amy nor Tammy are backing down. According to reports, Amy's legal team is preparing evidence of $50,000 in unpaid wages, along with records of alleged exploitative production practices and emotional manipulation. Meanwhile, Tammy's team is reportedly gathering testimony from insiders who can attest that producers purposefully provoked her for dramatic meltdowns, then edited the footage to make her appear unstable. If the court documents are made public, they could reveal TLC's entire business model. Just think of the headlines. TLC contracts exposed. Reality stars pa? contracts exposed. Reality stars pa? Reality television has always thrived on drama, secrets, and shocking revelations. But what is currently unfolding between the television network and Amy and Tammy Slayton could become one of the most explosive scandals in the history of modern reality TV. For years, millions of viewers have tuned in to watch their story play out in raw and unfiltered ways. These two sisters from Kentucky transformed their personal struggles into one of the most popular reality television franchises. Their lives, their bodies, their relationships, and their emotional highs and lows were all packaged and broadcast for entertainment. But behind the emotional moments, the viral clips, and the unforgettable story arcs, a battle has been brewing, one that has now erupted into a lawsuit involving unpaid earnings, accusations of breach of contract, and claims of exploitation. The network's lawsuit alleges that Amy and Tammy have breached their agreement by refusing to film the upcoming season of their show. In response, Amy has reportedly claimed that the network owes them $50,000 in unpaid earnings. That figure has become the flashpoint in a conflict that touches on money, power, control, and the often hidden mechanics of reality TV production. To understand how everything reached this boiling point, it's necessary to go back to the beginning of their relationship with the network, back to when they signed their first contracts, believing that they were stepping into a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. When Amy and Tammy Slayton first appeared on television in 2020, they were not polished celebrities. They were two sisters from Kentucky with thick Southern accents, unfiltered personalities, and a raw, brutally honest way of talking about their lives. They were living in bodies that weighed hundreds of pounds, struggling with mobility, health complications, and family tensions. But they were also full of humor, determination, and sisterly love. That combination made them stand out from the crowded landscape of reality TV. Unlike some other shows where each episode followed a single person on a weight loss journey, their series focused on their family dynamic. It wasn't just about numbers on a scale, it was about daily chaos, sibling fights, small victories, and hard truths. Their formula worked. Clips went viral on social media. Viewers related to their pain, their humor, and their honesty. Amy wanted to have children and was determined to lose weight to make it happen. Tammy wanted independence, to live life on her own terms. Their brother Chris wanted to see both of them survive long enough to enjoy the future they were fighting for. These elements turned their lives into entertainment gold. Online platforms exploded with memes, reaction videos, and commentary. Suddenly, Amy and Tammy weren't